The Spin-off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Are you curious about how business can be better? I'm Simon Pound, and I host Business is Boring, a podcast where I kōrero with some of the most interesting people in entrepreneurship, commerce, and making things happen. Tune in to Business is Boring every Tuesday, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in partnership with Spark Business Lab.
Welcome along to The Real Pod. We are very excited because Married at First Sight Australia has started and we are all here for it. My name's Jane Yee. I'm joined by Alex Casey and Duncan Grieve of the Spin-off.
Hello.
And we're
So just for a bit of visual context, Alex sort of leaned back, reptile style, and it looked like she was going to say something amazing, and that was it. That's what came out.
I'm just stressed. I feel like we put a lot of pressure on this podcast because, as the devoted fans will know, we had a meeting last week, a pre-production 2019 Blue Sky Dreaming session, and we were like all eggs in this basket, this maths basket.
So I'd like to say, first of all, a big welcome to any new listeners who are here for the first time. What you're going to hear is quite a thorough recap of Married at First Sight Australia. And then you're going to hear some other weird stuff. But that's okay. Don't be frightened by that. It's normal. You don't have to stick around for it if you don't want to, but we urge you to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you like the maths recapping, you'll probably like it too.
You'll be like, oh, who are these jokers? These are my new mates. I'll listen to anything they have to say. That's the attitude you have to have because we say some stuff.
It's like a podcast at first sight in a way.
It is.
There's no one new. Troy de La Manche might be here, whatever his name is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he commented on our Instagram.
I don't know. I reckon if you use camembert as butter, I don't think you know how to operate a podcast machine.
Okay. We need to get into it because we don't want to lose the 4 new people who've tuned in because their mates told them to. Okay. Thank you very much to Nando's for being amazing. If you're new here, try the cheesy garlic bread as well as some chicken and vegetarian options. All delicious.
So delicious.
Last night, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, we have to plough through. We can't do a normal chat.
No, we have to play it cool. Normal, civilised.
Very normal. Let's just get into
people.
I'm so pumped.
Okay, quickly. We are online, facebook.com/The Real Pod Pod, on Instagram @The Real Pod Pod, and we have our Real Pod Corner on Facebook as well. Our hashtag, if you feel like using it, is hashtag Real Pod. I don't know if anyone's doing that. I don't think anyone's doing that. But we're all here for one thing and one thing only. It's the marriage of The Real Pod and Married at First Sight Australia, and it starts right now.
Starts right now.
I am disgusted at how much you copied my husband.
Reality check.
Hello. So if you're new around here, this is the section of the podcast where we talk about reality TV. We're devoting this entire section and pretty much podcast to Married at First Sight Australia for the next... How long did this go on for? 1,000 years.
It never ends.
I mean, it's 7 hours a week and goes on a hell of a long time. It's so good.
Yeah.
I know that's not particularly profound, but I just feel like home. The rest of the year, I don't know what I'm doing. It's
Considering
not right.
how much we whinge about having to watch, other reality shows all the time, then it's like The Block, oh, that's too much,
But this is just not
MKR,
enough.
too much. 7 hours a week, fine. Love it.
Not enough, to be frank.
Not enough. Like last night, how shit was Thursday?
What was Thursday?
Because there's no maths.
Oh, right, yeah, no.
Swatch.
That sushi smells very strong from here. I'm just going to say it smells like a room full of sushi.
It's yum.
Take it away.
Oh, it's okay. I'm holding out for my Nando's, but thank you.
Okay, saving yourself for Nando's.
Sorry. Okay, so our first couple, Jules and Cam. So these guys were on episode 1, which aired Sunday night, and I took no notes.
You took no notes?
I got, she doesn't want a shorty, and he's shorter than her. Because I didn't. Oh, sorry. I also didn't really watch all the hens parties and Bucks night bits.
This is such a poor advertisement.
I know. I'm sorry.
Although it is what we do. We want to be representative.
Let's just talk about.
We
them.
just hashtag keeping it
So we
real.
don't care about the first intro with, there was Inez who was like, I loved being a bikini. Remember all that? Though that felt like 2 weeks ago. Jules and Cam, the greatest love story of all.
It just feels real, and I know that we trick ourselves into believing in them every time we're wrong. I thought NASA had found us forever love, probably. Probably thought they were a real sad publican. No. But this one's legit. Like they just seem so well aligned. I think it could happen.
Well, they think it could happen, which is important. And also the waterfall thing.
What was that?
Well, they went on their honeymoon to.
He saved her.
He saved her. She was scared of going in the water, and he was like, "It's all right. We'll just go. What we're going to do is we're just going to kayak straight through that massive.
Yeah,
surely has drowned people at some point in the waterfall. You'll be right." And then, of course, she fell out, and he saved her. And he felt. I was like, "This is going to go one of two ways. She's going to be really pissed off with him for making her go in the kayak, or she's going to feel totally enamored with him because he saved her life," which is what happened, and that was really nice.
The water was very brown.
Very brown.
Very
Well, that's
brown
what happens
water
because-
here in New Zealand.
Well, but the waterfall, it throws up.
I
all
don't
the-
think it's right that the Australians should see New Zealand water looking like that. Even though, yes, all our water looks like that, they should find like one of the nice ones and just get wetter to fix that. Because everyone in Australia surely is watching this show.
True.
Oh, yeah, they
They'd have been
definitely
better
are.
off taking if you like waterfalls that, stop and start and have holes in them, go on the log flume. Should have taken her to Rainbow's End. She would have hated that. The water actually looks better.
But then they were like, we're going to end up on the other side of the waterfall in this amazing idyllic spot. And I was thinking that there's some sort of magic, like
Atlantis.
A grotto.
a grotto, but with sparkling water and a little swimming hole in that. But it wasn't. It was just a ledge.
Yeah.
They stood on a ledge,
Lovely
like
ledge.
with water running
Absolute
over their
ledge.
faces.
And what a ledge he is.
So
3 goes at that one.
Let's go back.
Yeah,
though.
no,
Can we please go back?
Of course, because that's literally the only notes I've got.
The experts are like, this couple has all the most science between them.
Yes.
The best thing probably I've ever seen with my eyes was when they're in the fucking lab wearing the white coats with all the test tubes and an iPad. It's like, what are they like? Like, do they think we're real stupid, or is that just a great gag?
It's just all part of it now.
They're just committed.
I actually think it's going to turn a bit like how Batch has gotten really self-aware.
Yeah.
It's going to be like that. Like they're going to ham it up even more and more each season. They swipe through the iPad as if they're just selecting the people right there in the interview. Like, no, not him, not him. He'll do.
And heaps of them are like obviously like sort of stock images of people who never applied to be on the show.
They've still got Gettys on their watermarks on their faces.
I want to know who those people are, like the sliding doors.
Oh,
what could have been. But their wedding, I've cried a lot already watching that.
You're
I
a
haven't
weeper.
cried a single one time.
What? The first time I cried was at the reception when the music didn't work, when they went for their first
That
dance.
was very...
That was like from a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
Like that could have been written.
Or a rom-dram. Like,
or a dream.
like it was...
Exactly.
It was... There's a lot of like it feels like they are pitching these couples as like movie archetypes. This is definitely the forever love, like the Notebooky, like tear your fucking heart out. Because Dino and Melissa is like, as I've said to you before, it's just pure Wes Anderson. It's like the love guru.
Yeah.
And this poor normal person having to deal with it. But we'll get to that.
I don't think she's
I don't know that.
I don't know
so
if that's-
normal.
No,
Melissa.
I feel like I might be married to Melissa already. Like it's just extremely.
I feel like you just made us insult Nikki.
Yeah.
Without us even meaning to.
It's pretty rude, you guys. She listens to the pod as well. Like unbelievable.
I think Nikki's amazing, and I think Melissa is.
Oh, you mean the
little
lack
bit-
of sex?
What? No. I would never judge someone for that. It's more just the freneticness.
But she chilled out so quickly.
She
was
did.
very frenetic at the start. By the end, she's just hanging on for dear life while
She really is. Yeah,
Dina
that's true.
tries to meditate.
Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah,
Levitate. Anyway, yeah. Cam and Jules.
Jules and Cam, anything else to say?
I think it's just she wants children. It was going to be. They tried to build it up like this might be a big moment because that's her deal breaker, but he does too. So yay, and that's it. Happily ever after. I don't think we're going to see a huge amount of them through the show because they're probably just going to coast along happily.
They're a bit of a bread and angel, but you kind of need that as a sort of a leavening thing when everyone else is going to hell. He is a professional cricketer, which I feel like there are some lovely ones. But there are so many like pure assholes, especially Australian pro cricketers.
What are you saying?
Well, I'm just saying, no, it's amazing to find one of those who wants to go on Married at First Sight, who is probably the nicest man that's ever been on television.
But
His smile.
But let's see. I mean, we've been fooled before.
No.
I feel like we should be wising up.
I like to be fooled every time.
Fool me twice.
I mean, honestly,
Shame on me.
Come on.
after this
Finish
week,
it.
after this week of watching maths, I feel like I'm just so excited about the possibility that they're all going to end up happily together. This isn't going to happen. But
Not all of them. Surely even you, Jane, can see.
No, but don't you find yourself going there like, Mark and Ning, he might be the one to like...
break down her walls.
Break down her walls. So there's big shoulders.
Poor Mark.
And then we can call
Country Mick, he might get the criminal family to
Can we
like...
also choose who our maths husbands and wives will be?
Well, not yet. We've got to see the full team.
Okay.
No, you've already
Well, yeah, we
chosen.
should do that.
You've already chosen.
Do you like Country Mick?
Mine's Country Mick.
The Viagra King.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I forgot about that part.
Okay, but let's first of all,
Amazing selection.
we have to talk about the other ick, which is the Nick ick.
Okay, so we're going to leave Cam and Jules like just
Yeah, we're
happily
done.
married,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
stop
Love them
molesting
forever.
them.
I reckon they're going to have kids in like
Okay.
5 minutes.
Never
Okay,
really got kids.
Cyrell and Nick. She's a healthcare consultant, or is he? I've just got healthcare consultant written underneath both their names, so I don't know. Okay, anyway, from what I remember from this episode, the brother's anti, quite anti.
Ivan.
His eyeball was exploding. He was so anti. Blood vessels.
He was very rude in the ceremony.
So rude.
Like, okay, so he was all like, I'm not coming to the wedding because this is BS. And then he decides to turn up and we're like,
Waste of
okay,
both worlds.
why bother? Because
So horrible.
if you're going to make the decision to be there, at least don't be a cock about it, you know?
It was good though.
It
It
was
was good
great.
how they put him right next to them as well. Like, is that normal?
I don't know. I'm still just kind of in the back of my mind, I've got Sam Levi just sitting there somewhere in the back of my brain saying on his podcast about how they edit bits that, and we know this, but like from completely different days sometimes. And that I just wonder if they had him mic'd up with that disrespectful comment that he said.
Disrespectful.
And just like that was something else entirely. It wasn't to do with them having a kiss.
But Ivan's a maniac. Like,
Oh, he's
there's
absolutely
no
a maniac.
way you can edit that. Also, smashing the red wine. Like, he probably had at least a case when that happened. I just like Ivan's dad and Ivan and Cyrell's lovely dad who, at dinner, this lovely formal dinner with a diesel hat backwards. It's just their best look. I want that hat.
Do you reckon that's
I'll
an
pay any money
Do you
for
reckon
it.
that's like a Married at First Sight Easter egg that on every franchise of the show around the world, someone's wearing a hat backwards, and ours was Andrew Jury?
Yes.
Not at his wedding though.
No. But I mean, I'm just
general.
saying, just like
Nice
it's just
thing.
a thing, it's a little Easter egg and all
With the sunnies on the back.
sunnies
That's the
is for
extra.
sure.
Yeah.
I must remember I've got some exciting real news later on.
But it was
about the-
amazing. I thought that Nick, is it Nick or Mick or
Nick.
Mark or
Nick, we're Nick.
One C.
Okay, so when Ivan went out to interrogate Nick about his intentions, and the way that Nick just took him apart and placed him gently on the ground, and then, with his like cancer story, and he held it back really nicely to just atomic bomb it on him, and then Ivan walks in and goes, "Yeah, he's on the level. Probably just go get pregnant now because you can't find a better man." And that was like it was amazingly the about face from
It
old
was
Ivan.
incredible. And he's like, every time you get sick, you're just gonna.
Every time you get the flu.
Every time you get the flu.
You're going to take 2 years off having relationships.
How amazing is that?
I feel that was a very producer-driven confrontation. It felt a bit like when Natalia Kills and Willie Moon.
Yeah, they've been goaded. Extreme
went a
goading.
bit too far.
Yeah.
And, you know, the producers were like, you got to go over there. You really just, any excuse he comes up with, you just got to have an answer for it. Because when someone starts saying, oh, I haven't really had a relationship because a few years ago I was quite sick, don't assume they had a cold. It's probably not a cold.
Yeah, that's not.
Hold your tongue and let them finish.
I had gastro like 2 years ago, and I just can't be trusted in relationships
filthy
now.
bout.
It's just shitty.
I can't stay over.
Okay. Anyway, that moment all was fine. Okay, that was all like, this is nice. Okay, things are back on track now with Cyrell and Nick, happily ever after, off to the hotel. Then she starts smacking his bum in bed like a crazy person.
Sex animal. That's what I wrote. Cyrell is a sex animal, and also it was 1:23 a.m. Spiritual.
Oh, was it?
You know that always means something.
What?
It is a sequence.
I thought it was 11:11 was a thing.
All of it, really. All of it. But also, why was he wearing board shorts?
Yeah.
No,
Why are all the men wearing board
was
shorts
he wearing
in
board
bed?
shorts as well?
Australia.
2 of them.
Australia.
Because Dino was.
Because I had a controversial offer from my boyfriend Joe, who said...
Whoa, hang on.
Who was watching, by the way, from the stairs behind me, pretends he doesn't care, and then I think he's gone upstairs, and I look behind me and he's sitting on the stairs watching
Transfixed.
over my shoulders. He says it's because of boners.
What, because the harsh material will hold them in?
That was... Because he's like, you're sharing a bed with a stranger for the first time, and something might happen without, you know...
Yeah, but you've got double layer protection because most boarding they've
Velcro,
got like a
of
little,
course.
they've got a little
The mesh.
a little panty inside as well.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But I don't. I actually think that that's not
Hang on, but
great
also-
you get your boner, and it's not like she's not knowing about the boner, but it's going to be sore.
Also,
There's no elasticity in the body flesh.
isn't it okay to have a boner on your wedding night with your new lovely
I don't
wife?
think you'd be mad about it.
Tina's
How
like,
dare you?
No, but like, well, no, I mean, unwarranted, let's say.
But what's unwarranted?
I don't know. I don't have that much. You sleep and sometimes things happen. You know what I mean? Like, just a random,
Like
a random
a roguey.
moment.
Even a
Yeah, a
wet
roguey.
dreams.
No, just a rogue
Oh, a rogue.
situation.
But I think if you're ever in that situation, it's like within the statute of limitations or whatever, or it's part of the. I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm not. I mean,
But I, love the theory.
bloody Mark was just starkers, wasn't he? And he didn't care.
oh, that we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
I just thought it was odd
That's
that
rogue.
in the space of 2 episodes, there were 2 men who went to bed with board
Because it'll be
shorts
so horrible.
Or normally, perhaps they sleep in their undies or whatever, so they don't pack pajamas, and they're just like, fuck, what am I going to wear to bed? I can't just wear my undies. That's a bit much. I'll grab a pair of boardies that I've packed for my honeymoon, and I'll pop those on instead.
I also-
Wouldn't that be all you think about? It's like you're getting married
Yeah.
and you know you have to spend
Not
the night
guys.
together.
Not guys.
No, that's
You don't
true.
reckon?
Actually,
No offence.
guys are real stupid.
Guys.
So yeah, there's 2 options. They haven't thought about it at all. They've thought about it
But
so much
also,
to the
they
point
don't
where
have
the engineering.
They're packing. They've got to go. You know, production's picking them up in 10 minutes, and they don't actually own pajamas because they never sleep in pajamas.
There's another option. Australian men, absolute cockroaches, and just wear boardies like
Yeah.
as their pajamas.
Well, that's
as their,
exactly what it is.
Most of them are probably as boxers.
They dry quickly, you know, so
Like those guys.
you can
they're
just
not.
wash them in the hotel sink and hang them over the.
Or,
If something
or
actually
clean them in the
starts to
hotel
kick
kettle.
off, if something kicks off, then there's like a massive Velcro rip, you know?
Yeah, but it's also quite easy access too, isn't it? Like it's quick,
No.
like tearaway
it?
pants.
Compared to any other kind of, I think it's a bit of a prison.
I don't know because I have neither a penis or a pair of board shorts.
You don't have a pair of board shorts?
I don't. No, I'm 40 years
Shame.
old.
Sorry, excuse me.
Straight to Amazon I
Me
go.
neither.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Okay, I think we got off track. Anyway, the
Which-
bum smacking was that was. Were you not shocked by that?
Yeah, it was intense. I told you,
Really
sex
intense because he
animal.
looked like he was kind of trying to crawl off the bed, and she was just chasing him down and smacking him quite hard. I'm a little sensitive because I just had the
She was
world's most
shit-faced.
intense massage.
Oh.
No, it didn't involve. I mean, it was just I've got bruising.
Oh, I hate
It was
those.
all elbows. Well, it was not relaxing at all. Anyway, so I'm kind of triggered by this whole ordeal.
Okay. What else?
They had a honeymoon in New Zealand in the snow. It was in New Zealand, eh? Were they in New Zealand?
They all seem to be in New
Yeah.
Zealand. I'm very proud of us.
Chateau.
What's that?
With
What is
Bloody out and Matilda, probably. Still haven't replied to my message. All good. All good.
Good mates.
It's at that point when they're on honeymoon, he tells her about his cancer, and that got real quick.
Oh, man. Gosh, she was all in on that chat, eh? She just burst into tears. I love them.
Yeah, I kind of love them too. And then he was like, "But I can't ejaculate." And that was when she.
What? I think I missed that.
Yeah.
What?
So he's got. I thought he was going to say I had my testicles removed.
Same.
But actually, what it is that he can't ejaculate.
But he can
There was-
bar up.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was some nerve damage, and he can also orgasm, but he can't.
Oh.
Nothing comes out.
So he's infertile.
He's infertile in the natural.
And
natural way.
but that, yeah, I mean,
IVF.
IVF.
yeah, and I mean, for some people, I'll just leave that alone.
Okay. Anyway, she was like, that's intense and a lot. I'm going to it's going to take some time for me to kind of get my head around it. But, if we fall in love, then that's not a barrier. Yeah, more or less.
Yeah.
Paraphrasing.
It was very sweet. It was a very...
Oh no, but also he orgasms into his stomach. I mean,
What?
he that's where it goes.
What?
Yeah,
The materials.
Yes.
And then
I don't know what happens then. I guess you just digest
I wasn't
it.
sure about that part at all.
But also, is there a... I mean, in my mind,
that's correct.
a stomach is like a container. So is there a hole in the stomach?
Because he said there was some nerve damage, right? Which means that's...
I don't know.
know.
Does anyone know how that works?
Lance Armstrong probably.
And he was like, I don't know. No one knows about this. And I was like, well, the whole world knows now. That was quite. If you're going to reveal that, that's one hell of a way to reveal it on the telly.
He seems like a nice man too. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like Nick.
Okay.
A lot.
Should we move on to Melissa and Dino?
Dang, no.
Dino's about Dino, by the way.
It's like an Italian kind of Dino, right?
He's not even of this earth.
Yeah.
He's on another plane. She's 38, an talent agent. I don't know how old he is. How old is he?
32.
But he's a meditation facilitator with like a set of teeth like no other, like a smile that would light up a room.
Yeah.
She was having a meltdown over her dress.
That was amazing.
That felt
And
real.
when she was
Like
trapped
I was
in the
like, I
car
feel like
park.
that. I can understand that.
Yeah, she's
Also,
relatable.
They tried to make it seem like they picked their dress the morning of the wedding.
Do you know what who it reminds me of, though? You know who else had a meltdown about her dress?
Who?
Julia. Yes. Yeah, she had a bit of a melty downy.
She's nothing like Julia.
I'm just saying, you've really taken with Melissa, aren't you?
I am. I love the way she dresses. I think she's got a cool vibe. I actually liked her dress.
Yeah, I liked her dress
lot.
too. I liked her dress too.
I don't remember.
Her dress was a skirt and a kind of a crop.
And it had the
yes,
sleeves.
yes,
It was
yes.
cool.
Anyway, it's amazing that the dress even survived after being squished up in
Yeah.
that bloody suitcase like that.
So
Show
brave.
some respect.
Living on the edge.
So she has not been in a relationship for 8 years and also has not had the sex in that time. They've never said it.
I don't
maybe.
believe her.
I
don't believe she's had a relationship, but I think
But they've made it.
Why
They've
would you
really-
say that then? Why
because
would
it's
you bring it
TV.
Anyway,
up? I don't believe it.
she sleeps in, and then the wedding's running 2 hours late. That is a hell of a sleeping on your wedding day. And production could clearly wake her up, but choose not to.
Exactly.
Right?
It's
And then
amazing.
you know
How
there's
do
a
you do
producer
that?
sitting in the car going, "Hey Melissa, have you got your wedding dress?" And she go, "Oh my god, I don't know if I do." Pull
Yeah.
over. It's evil, of course.
But it's also Maths Australia is so big now and so like media saturation coverage that everyone there is in full open eyes. You know, like with it, it's not like any of them can be unaware of the edit. Like it feels like it's safe to love it. Despite all the fucked up shit that it's doing to its people.
Absolutely, because you go into it. This is my great defence of reality TV in general. It's like when they say, "Oh, what about like duty of care?" It's like so you go in there knowing you're an idiot if you don't know, and if you're an idiot, you deserve it.
And I actually think they are careful with them in the sense that they require the franchises to continue. Like Julia from Real Housewives, who was obviously actually worse and they softened her character because it would have been so repugnant that the franchise would have been in trouble.
Honest opinion. Anyway, when Melissa was trying on her dresses as well, and she's upset, and she's like, I'm scared. I just don't think I'm going to find the one. She like wipes her tears on her hands and then straight onto the dresses that she's trying on. And I know tears are clear and everything, but it could be some makeup residue. Or I just don't think the designer would appreciate that too much.
Surely people cry though constantly.
Yeah, but do they wipe their hands on their dresses when they cry? Like when they're trying on a wedding dress?
It's just a big tissue, isn't it? Looks
It's
like
true.
one.
In a lot of ways.
Oh, and then she gets lost in her own basement at the apartment.
No, she wasn't lost because it was a new apartment, but she just didn't know how to get out and was just saved by a car arriving.
I know. It's so good. She's jumping up and down trying to get
She's
the
great.
garage
I mean,
door
maybe
open.
you're right. I feel like if I was on the show, I'd be pretty close to the stress levels of Melissa.
Yeah, pretty
you know?
close, you think? That's what I mean. She's culturally us. She is supposed to be
and
the
maybe
viewer.
that's
you're
what
right.
scares me. That's what I'm afraid
She's
of.
got 30 minutes to get ready, which actually sounds like one of my bad dreams. Like I have my recurring bad dreams are always I've got my plane's leaving in half an hour and haven't packed yet. And my logical anyone would go like you can't make it to the pack and make it to the airport. Like checkout's closed, mate. Don't even bother. But in my head, I'm like I've got 30 minutes to pack and get to the plane. I'm just throwing things in. I feel like that is Melissa's my nightmare.
Yeah.
But she lived it.
She's all of us. She's all of us.
And getting your makeup done while you're crying hysterically is always cool.
She's like I've got no time to get ready. I'm going to go and have a tantrum in the bathroom.
I love her.
And like, yeah, you can see the decision making. You know, it's like with kids, I'm assuming, and also me, when someone's
Same
like
thing.
on the cusp of deciding to have a tantrum or not. She's always there. Like she's always like, should I do it? And then she's like, yes.
But the fucked up thing is, she then is married off to this alien sort of Rob Schneider in a questionable case of casting kind of a movie.
Strange.
Yes, he is.
He's very
Really that
Spiritual
strange.
man.
He's very smiley, and I think he's not self-aware because he just does that thing where he's like, I'm spiritual, is who I am, and I'm just gonna like be. It's not just a facet of his personality; it's who he is.
And also, you all will be spiritual soon once you have spent time with the Dino. Like
Observe this flower.
Yeah, and the way that he's like, it's just early days for you. Like there's just a complete and total assumption that she will become a meditation guru in time as well, which is, I think she's handling that aspect of it so well.
She is. She's been very diplomatic because she's like, I just feel spiritually dumb. When what she wants to say is, I think it's a load of shit.
Yeah, I think spiritualism is dumb.
Yeah.
And I'm right there with her, you know?
So she's she's looking ahead 2 years into the future and thinking, oh God, I might have to get up and do yoga every morning. I don't know how to say
And is she one of the
Namaste.
This is my last Namaste.
Namaste.
Master,
That's
of
so
course.
good. Is she one of the this is my last shot at loves? Because if that's true and they matched her with Dino, I think that's a little bit mean.
Come on, it's all mean. It's all mean.
It could happen. I feel like you're being too dark on it.
No,
What about the
it could
sexy,
happen.
steamy, muddy kiss?
Oh, that was
on their honeymoon.
I think there's a point where she's like, she can disappear. Like if I'm kissing him, he's not talking about spirituality. We're just having a
That's
pash.
true.
Yeah.
Also, I think I'm not saying that they won't have a nice sex. I'm just saying that she doesn't believe that that's her forever love.
It's weird that there's two podcasts in a row where nice sex has been a talking point. And now it's a noun.
I just think, Dino can't keep that kind of spiritual. Like, there's got to be something else. You know, we're going to have to learn more about Dino eventually.
I don't think there's anything more.
He has a nipple ring. You didn't know that, episode 1. The layers, the shedding.
He arrived on a horse.
That was cool.
That was pretty cool. And he said she was the most beautiful woman I've ever met.
And he proposed to her.
That was nice. That was a really, really
That was
nice
very sweet.
moment.
How's no one else done that before?
The photo shoot with those two was amazing. It was beyond awkward. Touches his mum's feet.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
And he's going on about how great it is, how it's going so great. And I've just got in capital letters, how does he think it's going great? Because this is at the point in the photo shoot where she's like basically trying not to vomit. And he's just like, yeah.
That's right. The way he was staring at her so intently and that grin.
It would be a thing to deal with, being married to this fucking wild man and just go, well, this is the next 8 weeks of my life. Is this guy who's like penetrating me with his eyes?
You have to do, the only way to watch Married at First Sight is pretend you're either the bride or the groom, and that's what's waiting at the end of the aisle for you, and that you're in that situation.
I mean, really think about that.
Because we watch it and we're privy to the kind of the lead up. We know a little bit about them before they meet each other, but they're not, and they're just like, oh shit.
It would be quite an oh shit moment.
It would be like the most oh shit moment.
Let's crack out though. At least you'd be like, I'm getting a funny edit. I'm going to be
like, I'm just off to the hills and seeing what life holds for me as a wandering minstrel.
I think when you're in that level, like surrounded by that level of expectation and commitment to a contract that you've signed, like honestly, I hate to hark back to my back message, but
no, you don't.
No, I don't. But like when I was finished, Joel was like, "Why didn't you just say go like less pressure?" And I was like, I couldn't, and I don't know why. And that's the same. They're in that same situation, but times 1,000.
Social pressure.
Actually, I think my message was worse. TBH. But
I believe.
Okay,
I believe it.
What was just quickly? What was his nephew's name?
I don't know.
Because she mocked it. He was like Ashu or something. She's like, oh, Achu, like a sneeze or something like that.
But she's Australian. Like that's actually qualifies as woke in Australia.
True. Her friends talk her off the cliff about the spirituality. Yada 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 yada. Is he in sports shorts? I've got written. Sorry, board shorts. And also had some sort of bracelet thing around, or anklet thing on. I looked a little bit like a
Jules.
No, but it looks like a Home D bracelet. Anklet.
Oh, yes.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
That's right. I did notice
That'd be a good reveal, wouldn't it? The honeymoon was mud rubs, sexy kisses in the pool. She's feeling fresh and fine. That's her words, not mine.
Right.
He comes to do a sexy massage.
Oh, yeah. He did like a Magic Mike number on her.
He's trying to do a sexy massage and like, yeah, I was stripping, come on.
I thought it was too early for that.
It was far too early.
Was she into it?
No.
Oh, nope.
And also he's been engaged and he's like in March or something. So it was really recently.
Shot.
It's
That was a crazy one to drop in.
It was shot in wintertime, right?
It was up there with Mark dropping that I've never had anyone say they love me and I've never told them back during his vows. Fucking insane person.
As if his fiancée didn't like the ring and he got so offended by that, a huge argument broke out and they split up.
That was also like, yeah, a ring is a thing to wear, you know, like it's
not very. He didn't have a very spiritual outlook on that, did he?
No.
Like it's just a material possession.
no.
Anyway, warning sign. Just saying.
you think there might be trouble with
There might
Dino?
be trouble in paradise. Mick and Jess, he's 31 years old. He's a farmer in Plaster.
Finally we arrive.
I don't know how old she is. Younger?
Yeah, she's like 24.
And she's, I don't know what her job is, but Instagrammer, I think.
Instagrammers. Oh, she's the one who models on the weekends.
Okay. Who doesn't
Flight of the Conchords style. Part-time model.
It's really all about Broxy, though, the best man with no filter.
Oh, it's really all about all of them. It's about Broxy,
The brother.
the criminal hitman dad.
How come he's just a boxer?
He
Slash
is
hitman.
a boxer of faces until they're pulps and the person's no longer alive for money.
Okay, same.
Honest opinion. They have family.
The brother. I thought I was scared of Ivan. But Jessica's brother, whatever his name is, hot felon.
Yeah, until he stands up and he's 5'2". Come
It
on.
doesn't matter.
I mean, I think he looked and sounded terrifying when he was sitting down, but then when he went to approach Mick, and Mick's just looking down at him
No,
like,
Mick is
okay,
very
mate.
tall.
Small men are very vicious.
Yeah, like pit bulls, like little pit bulls.
Well, they're
I mean,
just,
I
they're
don't
just
wanna-
carrying some shit. Like
I don't want to generalise dog. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
I'm
happy to-
so worried about. Okay, so
Generalised short men. Just not the pit bulls.
I'm marrying one and I'm the daughter of one. I feel like I'm allowed.
this is genuinely concerning me. This because I think this is a family of like career dangerous violent criminals. That's my honest opinion. And Dad is quite high up in the organisation, and brother is a fast rising star.
He definitely is.
And it's just poor country Mick with his like kind of show farm and his silly mate. Like this is a true fish out of water gangster movie. Like they make a lot of these in like France and stuff. He's got a good chance of being murdered out of it.
Honest opinion.
She looks like Hayley Holt, by the way, when she was coming down the aisle.
I was thinking, I've been watching a lot of videos about deep fakes recently, and I reckon she looks like a deep.
Fucking hell!
What's a deep fake?
No, it's so
about
dirty.
them, not watching
What's
them.
a deep
How do you watch a
fake?
video about them?
Shane Dawson has made a 1 hour 20 video about it. It's like when they take someone who looks quite a lot like a celebrity and then you use like basic like Snapchat technology akin to and put the celebrity's face on it and then make porn. She looks like a Margot Robbie deepfake, I reckon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Have you seen Nicolas Cage's face on Ross Geller?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
crazy.
insane.
I have seen that.
That's a deep reel.
You know what I also
bonkers.
thought though about the pairing? Criminality aside, I was like Vicky and Andrew.
Oh,
Vicky and Andrew,
I've got that in my notes.
the kind of princess type and just the.
And
I don't think he's as much of a mess as Andrew.
No, but he is definitely scrubbing up to outlive a kind of a miscreant past.
Sorry, I'm just having a moment. wrote down exactly the
We
same
had the
thing.
same thought.
Vicky and Andy from NZ Maths.
He has one flannel shirt and he's trying real hard, but it's not going to happen.
The Broxy's speech.
Okay.
Broxy. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Don't know.
I still reckon there's that spin-off, that Best Man spin-off
What?
of this show. Just like a half-hour special or an
Yeah.
hour-long special that just like we meet the best men.
The Broxy's speech is so outrageous.
Was it real?
That's the thing. Like, I think that he's probably lying about some aspect of it.
I think they made that plain. Well, Mick made that plain that he basically, if you distill it down, you'll get like one drop of truth in the tale. But it's still it's just, even if you're making something up, maybe make up something that's not quite so, with those killers in the room.
That's the thing. So
Duncan's
it was
honest opinion.
Country pub, very drunk, popped up Viagra so he could get amongst, failed, having a giant wank
Under a tent.
under a tent.
But hang on,
which is actually the most kind of chaste part of the story.
why did he
At least
need
put
to
the tent
have
up.
why did he need to have the Viagra in the first place? Because there was nothing to get amongst, was there? I mean, he just went home and
Well, no, because there were like local creatures.
right.
Who
Okay.
he was a hunting.
Right. Anyway,
It's fucking horrible. But man, the look on poor old mate's face, like when he knew that there was nothing he could do, the story was coming.
he's since defended it in the media,
Oh, really?
saying,
Broxy-
"Oh, look,
Broxy.
she got it. She understood it. She thought it was funny. I thought it was funny." No, not Broxy. Mick.
Mick
Mick likes
has
it.
defended
he didn't look
it.
as mad as he should have been. Like,
No, and I wonder if there was some, if it came in the middle or near the end of a speech where everyone had been warmed up a bit, and and obviously they've
no
just
doubt that
singled it
wasn't the
out.
whole speech.
No.
It would have been amazing if it was.
But even so, I can't imagine the context where that speech is okay at a wedding.
Well, just any week, But I also quite liked that Dad defended the conduct. So the dad was like, "Yeah, sure, and you're out in the paddock with your mates."
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, which
That's fine.
means that everything that happened is fine because that's just lads. But you don't say it when everyone's wearing their number ones.
I feel like they're painting old mate Mick a little bit as Luke Sedamanity 2.0 as well,
Yeah.
in the sense that he's the Joker. He's the Joker, kind of just gonna maybe have some trouble talking about his feelings.
This is my favourite couple. It's my favourite couple.
Okay, they go
I want
to
to see them.
they go on the honeymoon. She's not a morning person. I relate. What's he doing?
It said that she said he woke her up at
6 in the
a.m.
morning. Like,
Get
fuck off.
out of here.
Don't do that.
On your honeymoon?
She's on her phone a lot though.
I
And
don't think he has a phone.
well, yeah, he definitely doesn't have a phone. If he does, it's a Nokia 3110 or whatever there. And the footage they used of her on the phone is just taking a couple of selfies and then leaning over something, and she's like, "Oh, is it still recording?" Which wasn't. I mean,
Yeah.
Wasn't
I
that
did I did look at her Instagram. She's sitting at about 40k.
I'm too scared to look at her Instagram
Why?
because I don't want spoilers. But 40K. I wonder what she was before the show.
Her brother has more.
Oh, of course he does.
Hot brother.
Moving on. Mike.
Hot brother has more?
Yeah, he has more followers than she does.
I mean, I think it's dangerous if you're like a extreme violent criminal to have a large Instagram following. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't think you should be talking about him like this. Because
Oh, you think he'll come get me?
I just think that a duo pod is, I mean, we've tried it. It doesn't work so great.
Yeah.
We like having you around.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Jane.
Don't get killed. Mike and Heidi. So she's a radio announcer. He's an electrician. He fancies himself quite a lot.
He's appalling.
Oh, God.
Is it normal, Duncan, as a man, to be sitting in a car if you happen to have a drink with you? Is it normal to man spread and then stick your cup in between your crotches like a cup holder?
Well, firstly, thanks for assuming that I'm normal and that I can speak for normal things about men. Secondly, no, because it's going to warm your drink up. It's obviously some sort of peacocking gesture.
Oh.
I think that guy's freaking trash. I loathe him.
He's gotten by on good looks
I don't know.
all this time.
And
Well, no, but
Bad
he is
heart, bad
ripped.
soul. He's so
He
shredded.
is ripped.
He's
It's
ripped.
foul.
I mean, he's the kind of person you look at him and you go like, on paper you're good looking, but it's something not quite.
As soon as you talk and about how stoked you are about your shreddage,
Yeah.
it just stops being attractive.
He's been around the world. He's stayed in some hostels, as he likes to say.
At the very least, she's not going to hate what she sees. He said when she came down the aisle.
Just banging on about it.
She can't wee in that dress.
This is the best
That is
thing.
such
It was
content.
so good.
Best thing I've seen on TV.
Great
I'm-
edit.
I mean, the weeing's one thing. What if you need to do a poo? They didn't address that. Excuse the pun.
I mean, that's a double cup situation, isn't it?
Definitely want the bowl, I think, with that one.
Yeah. What a nightmare.
What a nightmare. I mean, that dress was tight.
Good on her bridesmaids, though, eh?
Oh,
They're
they got
such
it.
good bridesmaids.
I only found out recently that that's like your maid of honour's job.
Is
What?
To
The
like
peacock.
help you into the toilet. If you're wearing a big old dress to your wedding.
How big's your dress?
Who's your
Humongous.
bridesmaid?
actually?
Who's your maid of honour?
Zoe, does that mean anything to you? Probably not.
Alex is Zoe.
Shiwi.
Shiwi, yeah.
That's what
but
you
you know,
always
I've
say.
got my situation. If I eat
Oh my
dairy,
God.
it's
Yeah.
like we're not going to be friends after that.
Sheep poo.
Sheep poo.
Well, what
Complete
adult
opposite of sheep
diaper?
poo. What?
Adult diaper.
Of course.
The what?
Adult diaper.
Adult diaper. Yeah.
Adult diaper.
Smelly situation, though, isn't it?
You want to get married in a diaper.
Oh God.
Apparently, a Pringles can, I heard on a podcast, is best for a lady, according to Sarah
For
Silverman.
a
For peeing.
Oh, because you don't
Perfectly.
Need to, yeah, you've got
Like-
a lot. Not that.
lot of capacity.
Like-
Is it Pringles can? Is it water? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, completely leak proof.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
I love Sarah Silverman.
Okay. Anyway,
She's coarse.
bit mean to make her walk down on the beach in heels. That is
Yeah.
I know.
rough.
Look, she had a rough time, but did you see how he was walking? Because that was not okay. It was like flang. He clearly like cares a lot about his shoes and the way he looks. So he was
Right.
like kicking the sand off, but he was walking on his side.
Was it a bit like
he
old
looked
mate?
stupider than she did.
Like old mate who had his floppy sole that time when we were on our way to the TV awards.
Oh, don't even talk about that man. I had nearly forgotten about him.
Don't ever forget
And now
about
I'm
him.
back at the bottom of the well, thinking about that man whose
For context.
shoe became unstuck and was flapping around while he was walking in the city.
Like ain't no thing.
The three of us who don't actually hang out outside of the podcast all that much, we were in the city going to the TV awards, very glamorous. We saw a man with most of his shoe hanging off, just valiantly walking like no one was watching when the world was watching.
It was like rush hour foot
what?
traffic and car traffic. So all the cars were
intersection.
stopped.
He didn't rip it off.
No.
It was
Just.
And it was also about having to lift up his leg really high.
Yeah, the style.
at least
his
the
gait
other
was all
leg should have
wrong.
gone as high to just make it seem like that's just how you walk. But it was just the one leg going high.
How long had he been walking like that?
I don't know. I don't
is he
know.
still-
Where was he going?
Oh, do you know what?
cobblers.
You know how you just said before, oh, I'd forgotten about that. I don't reckon he's forgotten.
Fuck no.
No, I bet he didn't think, at least, I'm just in the city, I'm just an anonymous
Just
face,
invisible.
no one will ever remember this. He didn't know that there were 3 podcasters watching, taking it all in to talk about, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh God, I've forgotten my
I miss
life
him.
now.
Okay, these two were very natural during the photo session. Very, very, very natural.
She's so cool.
They're horned up.
They definitely had sex, by the way.
Yeah, whoa. Yeah.
He wasn't wearing board shorts. If you know
Also,
what I mean.
okay, best thing that happened in the whole lockup was Dad giving his son an awful review, basically. When he announced that he was going to get married, he was like, oh, you're going to do... He really, negged
That's
the hell
right.
out of him. He knows what his son is, and he is resigned to, at 44, him being unchanging. And so it proves. When son listens to, 3 minutes of really emotional and actually quite
2 minutes.
2 minutes of a life narrative, which explains kind of everything. It's like, oh, I'm just quite hot, needed.
That was the worst thing.
It was-
I judged him along with everyone else, but then yesterday Joel was going on about something that he's already talked to him before, and I was like, oh, skip to the end.
That's
Was
marriage.
it about his
That's
traumatic childhood where he was
It might have
abandoned?
been. It might have been.
Had to go to halfway houses?
Was it the first time you'd ever heard it?
No. But, yeah. I mean,
And were you hot?
Were you feeling quite hot though?
I think if I was hot, I'd be, come on.
Are you defending? Come on, you're defending Nick.
Look, I'm
Ning.
just playing devil's advocate. He's a shocker. I've already got it. He's saying, I've already got it. How hot is it today? Find a conclusion at some point. It looks like you're ranting at me. Look, I'm not your therapist.
Oh, not your...
Just a few lovely little quotes from him. And she was just like,
it's over, right? It's over.
oh, it will be. Because if that's what he's like, when he's being polite and on his best behaviour on his honeymoon, he's going to unravel in some big old way.
Freaking monster.
And what's it going to be like when they actually have to talk to the therapist? Is he just going to try and find a place to swim?
So hot.
I'm just really hot right now. Yeah, I didn't think he was going to turn bad that fast.
That was
Find a
such
conclusion at some point. I'm going to use that.
That's a horrible...
Find a conclusion. And then he's like, listen to me, my points are concise. I hate listening to you. That doesn't make you better because you can say in half a sentence what an asshole you are.
He goes to apologise and it's the worst apology ever. He's basically just like, oh, look, I just can't.
Listen.
That's when he said he was a bit hot.
Yeah.
He was just a bit hot and he wanted to go for a swim.
And you were like...
See, but when you really want to go for a swim and you can't think of anything else.
Stop, get off the Nick train, Jane.
Okay, I'm just going to hop on the Ning and Mark train.
Yes.
Also, I think his name's Mike.
Is it Mike?
Yeah.
Is it not Mark?
No, Mark is Ning. No,
That's
sorry.
what I said.
No,
Mike.
Duncan.
Mike.
Mike and Heidi.
Yeah.
Mike.
And now we're on Ning and
I
Mark.
wrote that wrong name.
Okay.
They've all got the same name. You can't have Mike, Mick, Mark, Nick all on the same show. Australia, yep.
It is bad.
But then you get a Dino,
Oh, you get Dino and a
Thank God
Cam.
for Dino.
But,
Okay, so she's a 32-year-old hairdresser with 3 kids, abandonment issues, and a brash sense of humour.
that is understatement.
Is it
Humour is the right word.
Is it irresponsible production to cast her? Was my next question. I felt sorry for her at that point because I was like, oh, she's going to be easily hurt, and then I realised just how much of a roll of barbed wire she is.
Yeah,
she's all right.
She has a wall. She has a moat. She has a barbed wire fence. She has wolves. She has fucking castle walls. She has armies. She's got so much around her goddamn heart. It's crazy.
Mark, in the meantime, is 41. He's in the fitness industry. He has a job, a car, hair, and teeth.
Shout out to Teeth.
Yes. So he's 3 years younger than Mike.
Yeah,
I
know, but he's lived a
an old
life.
soul with an old
He's
face.
never even loved. So I got a bit Ning there for a second.
In his house, he's got one plastic cup, one plate.
No!
If she goes to his house, it is over.
I didn't know that part.
That was fucking savage.
And he has a to-do list written on a kid's blackboard, and it's like, clean house, buy food,
How
Hey, that's fine.
how has he been done like this by life? Because he seems lovely. He's a sweet man.
Because
He's a sweet man.
The reason he's been done is because he's gone out with a girl for 4 years and never told her he loves her.
Yeah, but she must have been like she never said it to him neither.
You don't know that.
Yeah, he said
I've
he's never heard it.
Oh, they were just playing chicken for 4 years. That's crazy. Anyway,
What she said to him in front of the world at the altar was so intense.
there were so many things. Which bit are you talking
was it?
I'm
about?
talking about like the 5 a.m. when she said that she'd got up at 5 a.m. Like, for some reason that really stuck with me.
The long day.
To get ready, yeah.
And he was just trying to do some banter, and it was just nice.
She was like, long day, and he goes, the long already, as in like, it's only whatever time in the morning, probably like long day already. And she was like, well, I bet you didn't have to get up at 5 a.m. or something like that.
That's right.
But you didn't have to get up early. And he was like, she was like 5 a.m.
It's just her delivery, though,
No, it's what she says.
It is. It's but she's very defensive. I think what it is, honestly, is she's walked down the aisle. She's not been happy with what she's seen, and she kind of can't help but be nasty. Like that's like her weird, horrible defense mechanism.
She's like, what's her name? Ksenia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the relentless
very
nagging.
similar to Ksenia.
Yeah.
And then when he tried to, she's like, I'm cold. And he tried to warm her up. She's like, don't touch me.
I know.
Any excuse to touch me.
Yeah.
Excuse to touch me.
Yeah.
He is. Oh, it's so brutal.
It was horrible shot.
It is very Wayne and Ksenia. I think of all of the couples, this is the most similar archetypally.
Okay, so she talks about vomiting a bunch of bad jokes, and they're very bad, and they're bad in the sense that they're not funny, and they're also bad,
Cruel.
How excruciating. I would have loved to have been in that wedding.
All the weddings are really small, like 20 guests small, like very, very, very small.
Oh, wow. So that's the kind of analysis you come to the Real Pod for. If you're a first-time listener.
There's no one who's here for the first time still listening. We're in a safe zone now. Ning pulls Mark aside to tell him about her kids, and he's like, no problem.
Yeah.
No big deal.
I don't have enough cups for them, but
But they're plastic at least. Or it is plastic.
I reckon he's like, I don't care because I'm not going to be around.
No, there's no way. Yeah. And also, who's gonna say that on Married at First? Everyone knows that there's a possibility that they're going to marry someone who's got kids, and they can't go, ooh, yeah.
I'm out.
I believe in these two. For all that.
What?
I believe in this.
But do you think ultimately her need to be looked after is going to, like, as she gets to know him, she's going to become fond of him, and then the fact that he's a nice guy is going to supersede everything else?
I think he's a great bloke, and I don't think he's going to quit. I think he's aware that he just has to get through something.
Like Wayne and Ksenia. Barakuda.
But Ksenia wasn't committed, and I think she likes him a lot more than Ksenia liked Wayne.
Well,
like she can sort of like as soon as the kids were acceptance, like that was like the storm breaking, and like her friends are great assets to both her and him.
They are, yeah. She goes in for the pash. That was truly horrible. They had a kiss, and then he says yay, and she's like, we don't do yays.
Oh, man.
She didn't enjoy the
Was
kiss.
this at the altar?
No, this is on honeymoon. They're in the pool. And she basically was like, I thought I may as well try
That's
it
right.
and just see if there's something there. And there clearly wasn't.
Oh, yeah,
So I never want to do that again.
I'd like to provisionally withdraw my. I think we're going to make it.
But then they went. But then she keeps having these moments of self-realization where she's like, oh, I've been really hard on him. I'm going to do something nice for him. They go to do the flower on the boat thing. The flowers float together, and she's like, damn it.
Yes.
But I think she's not remotely into him. I don't think it's going to work out at all.
She is like, when someone talk about previous relationships and you're like, oh, I wonder what that was like. There must have been a monster in her past.
Yeah.
Either that or she's basically very prone to taking a tiny slight and blowing it up into the size of the world. But she is so edgy.
She's very damaged.
She's super damaged.
I think that it's. I honestly, like, boiling it down, I think that she just doesn't like him. I don't think that he's her type. I think she doesn't like him. I don't think that was what she was expecting, and she was looking for that, like, golden bullet. Is that the right term to
Golden
use?
bullet.
She was looking for that thing that was going to save
Silver
kind of
bullet.
silver bullet.
Magic bullet.
Does it matter what colour it is?
Bullet.
You can make
She was
it.
looking for.
What?
She was looking for the thing that was going to, the man who was going to save her life, basically, and be a father to her children. And when she kind of realised
That's
pretty
him.
quickly,
That's him.
I know, but I think I don't think she thinks it is.
But what about
And so
how
she
he
kind
took
of-
his pants off?
Yeah. See, straight
we
away,
need to
that's
talk about nudity.
okay. That's not okay.
It's not okay.
It is like that's proper not okay.
What's even less okay is the insinuation that him pants free, t-shirt on, so Donald Duck in it.
What? He had his t-shirt on.
He has t-shirt on, pants off,
Donald Duck in it.
or Winnie the Poohing it.
Is that that's an expression.
It is now.
I love it.
Had the breakfast tray on his naked
What?
penis,
Pina colada.
if you will.
You like pina colada?
That was crazy.
That I look.
Because you could see his bare legs, and there was breakfast tray, and then there was t-shirt.
I think as a contestant on a show like this, if you are kind of in bed together, rolling around a bit, and someone gets a boner, that's okay. You don't need the board shorts. That's to be expected. I don't think if you're kind of like not gelling with someone and you go to bed at night and you wake up and they're like in the nudie, I don't think that's okay.
Oh my!
I just don't think it's okay. And there was
you're absolutely
there was
right.
no sleeping in separate beds. So that like they usually have that thing where I'll sleep on the couch. That's like they're
'Cause
told
you
you
may do it on
guys
the
you have
couch.
to sleep in the contract. You got to share a bed.
Do you think, production or like does it, in some cities where they have like those spikes to stop homeless people sleeping on stuff?
Yes.
All the couches
Yes.
have that on it.
Yeah,
So they have to
and the
sleep in
floors.
bed.
Floor is lava. Anyway,
Yeah.
oh well. Hopefully that. Yep. Anyway, that's all we've seen so far. We've still got
That's all. Just
That's
that
all.
little soupçon of content.
We've got the Virgin still to come. Who else of note?
Oh, Virgin is so sick.
This is what I wanted. I followed all of them on Instagram. Very worth
Including
doing, but
the
you've
Virgin?
got to be careful.
Spoilers.
His Instagram handle is Matty Be Grateful.
Oh, bless Matty.
Matty Be Grateful. Oh. I love him. He might be my Mick next week. We'll see.
Okay. That is the end of our recap of Married at First Sight Australia for this week. Do join us next week for more. Do stick around because now we're going to move into some other funny content.
Oh my god.
Is that all right?
Oh, go wrong.
Two different takeaway joints in this week's Real news.
I hope they're both bloody Nando's.
Neither of them are, which just goes to show. Nando's is just a nice establishment to go and have a bite to eat. It's not somewhere where you have a crash in the drive-through.
I'm going to go do a Nando's check.
And also, if
great idea.
Nando's is next door to you, you wouldn't be complaining about it, would you? Which is the Burger King story.
No,
But
you'd be loving the smells.
we'll be starting with the... my computer's doing an annoying thing.
Do you want me to look at the doc?
No, I mean, you can.
Is it here?
Is it here? What's going on there?
Don't know.
What? Yes, what? So a motorist was taken to hospital, that's sad, after a KFC drive-through crash in Mount Roscoe, Auckland. It was a single-car crash. She suffered facial... She was ejected from her car at the drive-through. How fast was she going?
She suffered
She was buying...
She was real hungry.
She was buying food at the drive-through when she dropped her EFTPOS card on the ground. Oh, so she's like fallen out. But there was also drink involved.
Oh, and she hit the accelerator when she was leaning
must
out of
have.
the car.
Yeah. Or she'd
Jeez,
taken her
that's a
foot.
freak
She's taken her foot off the brake, and it's an automatic, and it's just started to go.
That's like Final Destination stuff right there.
Meanwhile, in Gleneden. Is that where the Burger King situation's happening?
Glendine,
sorry. In Glendine, 30 people have signed a petition to complain about the smell of Burger King.
That's fucked. Burger King smells lovely.
Well, not as nice as Nando's. I was just saying, if you had a Nando's next door, you'd be thrilled.
Should you? Just wish it was open more hours.
Auckland Council said the smell was faint and didn't reach any standards. So
Who is the sniffer dog from the council who assesses the
That
strength
is a
of smell?
story right
Yeah.
there, eh?
The smell?
Go on the smell patrol.
That's fine.
Nick Dobier feels trapped. He can't sit on his porch and enjoy an evening drink or hang his washing out because his clothes will stink like the backside of a fast food restaurant.
The backside.
Honestly, how? Well, why are we not doing a podcast from his porch right now.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I feel like this guy.
Because we lazy.
But that's what journalism is. You go out and you meet the real people, you spend some time with them, get to know their concerns.
We're just armchair critics.
How the stench is so pungent and constant, it's holding them hostage in their own homes.
Maybe this man is a super sniffer. Because I reckon if the Auckland Council professionals decreed it to be faint, maybe he needs a job, helping.
He could be a border patrol.
Yeah.
He could be the new star
drugs.
of border security. This is a 2-part story. You go down. It's not like a short story. You go down a faint smell. Auckland Council is the next headline underneath it. And the council's environmental health manager, here we go, Mervyn Chetty, said they don't have any evidence that the smell of the smoke breached standards. They visited,
Standards. Do you need it?
Hang on. Here's your controversy, though. Despite an earlier visit from a council staff member calling it distinct.
But it is distinct.
Distinctively
Like flame grilled.
BK.
Have it your way.
Anyway, it goes on and on. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. Anyway, but that 30-strong petition will be, I guess, at the council soon. What else is happening?
30 people is quite a lot.
I was thinking the opposite.
Smell.
Well, it's 15 households, isn't it? And then some people probably got their teenagers to sign
Probably
it.
10 households.
Yeah. Aunt Matilda are ready for children, so watch this space.
What, to have children or just...
Well, I saw like a Woman's Day or something, and the headline was Aunt Matilda, Matilda.
Matilda.
Freudian. We're getting clucky, and I was like, I'm not falling for that. No. I know you guys are building a chicken coop. I'm not falling for that headline. But then
Clucking in Palace.
Then there's
That's called.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's so good.
Very good.
The names of the animals are really good, all of them. Anyway, but then Spy printed a story saying that they're sort of ready for children.
Oh,
Oh
Spy.
God,
They've also bought a 4-bedroom house. Don't ask me how I know that. Don't ask.
4 bedrooms. This is Walkworth. Yeah.
It's very chic.
So,
I mean, you got to fill that with children, don't you? Or with sewing machines, a hobby.
bliss ball things.
Bliss balls.
Yeah.
Oh, I like to make bliss balls.
Little things that they make, clean paleo.
Oh, yeah,
Does it still exist? Is it over?
I thought it had a bad... We need to get Jihi in here.
Biltong. I don't know. I'm just going to keep saying words until something else happens.
It sounds like a groom on mass.
One of my son's schoolmates' mother is a friend of Neil.
What?
Yeah.
The Neil.
Yeah.
Oh,
She was like, oh, did you watch? Because I was telling her about the podcast. She was like, oh, did you do Married at First Sight? I was like, yes. And she goes, oh, you know that guy? Oh, what's his name? Is it Andrew? I was like, yeah, Andrew. She was like, oh, yeah, my friend, he lived with my friend Neil. And I was like, Neil? Like, I was like, you don't have any clue how big of a deal Neil is. Neil's a big deal.
What did she say anything about?
She said that they ate the pig. Not her.
What?
But yeah, the pig's been consumed.
No.
She thinks.
Story.
She thinks. And also that Andrew didn't actually, like, he had flattered with Neil and then moved out. I think Neil had kicked him out. But then the Married at First Sight thing came up and he was like, bro, do us a solid and let me move back in. I need like a house to live in for Married at First Sight.
Jane's making the inverted commas.
So Neil, so Neil did leave the poo. That's been confirmed. It was Neil, but to be fair, he probably wasn't used to having housemates.
What? So he was leaving it to marinate? When was he going to flush it? Like a few hours later when his energy came back?
Oh, well, maybe it was, he might have just been like, oh, I don't want to waste water.
No, not with the brown
Why are you defending Neil now?
Because I just feel like we do too much agreeing on this podcast, and I think if we're going to be...
I also think...
We've got to represent all the people.
Can we get contact details for Neil?
Well, I found him on Facebook. Remember, we worked at Zambezi. Or worked at
Is it the same one?
Yeah, that's the Neil.
I don't believe...
Zambezi.
So maybe it's fashion to leave it in there.
Yeah.
It might have just been but it could have... Do you know what it was most likely? Just didn't flush. It just popped back up. He didn't mean to. Yeah.
No way. It's not going to resurface. Not one like that.
Have you...
I have seen that before. Not me, though.
We don't know how big it was.
It
must have been.
Real quick. On the not me.
You know when sometimes you go into a toilet and the lid's shut and you're like... I know what's going to be in there.
Yeah.
I've been stung many times.
I mean, the things you see in public toilets, are you just, sometimes I'm like, how?
So I ever tell you about when I worked at the cinema and a part of the job was cleaning the toilets? And I went into the toilet and there was a poo and it was the size of a scone in terms of width in depth, and it was a scone. And it was sitting
That's
there,
a real good point of comparison.
and all the water was gone.
No, hold on, but was it a... Because couldn't it have just like acquired that shape? Or
I
do you
think it must
it
have done.
emerged in that shape?
No, it emerged in that shape.
How can you be sure?
I was just like, who, how, what? I couldn't do anything. I had to get my boss to come in.
He who
Well, I
smells
got
it.
all the other workers to come have a look at it first.
Yeah, that makes it look like it definitely wasn't you.
It was also in the men's toilets. Excuse me.
Again,
always
that's
been
quite a smart, calculated
The
move.
ultimate ploy.
Classic Casey.
But then my boss had to come with a bucket of hot water and slowly break it down.
We have so many poo stories in this podcast.
It was. It's still to this day one of the top 5 craziest things I've ever seen.
What I find
Can we
insane,
have the rest of the top 5 sometime?
Yeah.
what I
I'll
find
tease them
insane
out.
is when there's poo or wee all over the floor or the walls, and you're like, A, how did it get there? And B, if you did that somehow by accident, do you not turn around when you go to flush and go, oh, probably should wipe that for the next person? Because it's gross for you, sure, but it's nowhere near as gross for you as it's going to be for someone else.
Maybe there's just some people out there that's their kink. They're just like, oh, look, check that, that's gone.
Yeah.
That'll be an absolute shock and a half for the next lad.
I once did a voiceover job for the council for like civic cleaning, and there was a whole section on cleaning toilets, and they just go in and they just like hose public toilets down with a big old hose, and it's like, just get rid of any solids.
Wow.
And I had to do that all in voiceover. Make sure you remove any solids on the walls, floors, and the hand basins.
Solids on the walls.
Okay.
What are
Anyway.
you talking about?
That sounds like the name of our spin-off, like, Poocast.
Can we talk about Aquaman? What's his name? The guy from Aqua? Your mate.
Renee.
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 Did you look at that photo that I posted in the document?
I didn't, but I was there in real life with my own eyes.
Okay, so the spy story is Aquastar reveals Māori tattoo and busts out pukana. What the story should have been is he's got a MasterChef logo tattoo.
What?
Yes.
I didn't see that.
Okay, hang on. Well, there's the picture.
That guy has a bad energy. I'll say that straight off the bat.
That is a MasterChef logo. I'll put it up in the corner or on the page.
Yeah.
Can you see
No,
it?
I agree.
It's 100. Like I've checked the
agree.
logo. Can you see it, Dunk? That there is a MasterChef logo.
I can't really see it.
Just take my word for it.
Let's talk about his bad energy.
Nah, well, it's just so there's a bit of backstory between him and the lead singer of Aqua, as Suzanne Paul pronounced it for some reason. Who was the MC?
Got to
I think
answer it.
Nando's is ringing me.
Right, answer it.
Cool.
On speaker. On
Answer it.
speaker. Shh, quick.
Hello, Alex speaking.
Hi Alex, it's Sophie.
Hey, Sophie, how's it going?
Hey, good. Your Uber is outside. He just rang me and said that there's no car.
The Uber's outside
Okay,
with
yes.
the Nando's.
Someone's on their way.
Great, thank you so much. We're actually doing the
That's the great
podcast right now. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Okay, cool. Sorry.
Just sorry.
Facilitating
All good.
this
Thanks
mess.
so much, Sophie. Bye.
Blessed day.
Blessed day. The Nando's
Outside, let's
is
wrap this
coming.
shit
Okay, Aaron from Married at First Sight New Zealand, our lovely ambulance driver, he's selling a lovely stereogram that he's refurbished himself on Facebook Marketplace.
Stereogram?
Instagram.
Great band.
Haven't heard
Alex
that
Casey
name
is a
since.
two-finger typist.
So is Duncan.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that you were
I've
part
been
of
keeping
the
it quiet. No
side.
one's noticed the whole time. And then Jane sat down within 2 minutes. She's like, do you type with 2 fingers?
That's
I've
true.
been working here for 5 years.
Yeah.
Because everyone begs me about it. You could have, like, solidarity saved
Never.
me.
She's just been waiting for someone to notice.
But you're
No.
also fast, so it's not an impediment.
fast.
No, it's
You
not.
saw
yeah.
me do it.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
she's
I wrote, "Hello,
fast. I know.
Jane."
Well, this is the thing. I could hear her tip-tapping away, and I was like, whoa, that's the first time I looked around. I was amazed to see 2 fingers. I mean, you could barely see them. They were in such fast motion.
I can't move the
Oh, I
rest of my
feel so
hand.
much better now. Hey, just by the way,
Yeah.
you're the weird one then in this podcast.
Well, okay. Sure. Okay.
Chicken.
No, we're gonna wrap it. We're gonna wrap
Okay,
it. We're
also,
gonna wrap it. We're gonna wrap it.
Matt, you've got something for the museum?
Oh, no. I tease it.
Okay, tease it. We've got something for the museum. We'll tell you about that next week. Cadbury are just fucking up left, right, and
That's
centre.
crazy.
They're now making Cadbury family blocks smaller, and they've delivered a message out saying, "Hey, Cadbury fans." All none of you. We're committed to delivering you the best quality Cadbury chocolate at the best possible price. Unfortunately, over the last few years, we've seen our costs go up because we moved to Australia. Rather than raising the recommended retail price, we are reducing the size of our family blocks. So that they
Again,
can
which
contribute.
I've already done.
Yeah. And then it's like, as someone said in the comments, why don't they just not tell us? We might not have noticed, or we might have just gone, oh. But like publicising like that.
No, but it's definitely going to get noticed and it becomes a scandal and they have to release something like that anyway.
Okay.
I actually sort of agree with front footing it, but it's just you're already 50 grams lighter than a Whittaker's.
Why don't you take the fucking chocolate from the marshmallow Easter eggs that you've cut in half and use those? You know, they've saved some costs
I don't
there.
think that's how chocolate works.
Okay, I disagree. But
Let's go this new disagreeing thing we've got going. It's great.
Shout out to Coxie, R.I.P. Coxie, the first and best reality TV builder that ever there was. We've seen a few in our times, but none can compete with Coxie, who just lost his battle with cancer. Very sad. Very, very sad. And now I've planned this badly because I've got to go into Max Key Corner and the mood's going to change. So prepare yourself for it.
Do it now.
This one's for Coxie. It's time for Cox.
Like and subscribe. Max Key Corner. I know. I'll never forget you. Subscribe.
Max and his abs are in Tahiti, French Polynesia. He's living the life.
I've got some information.
What?
Max Key was sighted chugging a beer on the side of the road on the way back from Omaha on Waitangi Day.
Oh my god.
We got seen footage of it.
Wow.
I and Matilda were at Omaha as well on Waitangi Day.
Yeah, they spend a lot of time there now that they're in
It's a
Walkworth.
spiritual place.
Okay, so he's not in Tahiti at all, but he was 4 days ago, or at least he posted a photo 4 days ago.
Oh, look, and I could be wrong.
I love his life. I do. I love his life. It looks
Just a
amazing.
vibe.
And that's it for Mexican Corner, really. Not much going on.
I'm still confident. I've had follow-up conversations re Celebrity Treasure Island, and I still think it's happening.
It's definitely happening.
He's in.
Yeah.
He's in.
He's trying to call me out of my bullshit on his Instagram.
He's so in.
What?
Well, he said something a while ago. You weren't here. He screenshotted and goes, apparently I'm on Celebrity Treasure Island now. Laughing face.
Oh, I saw Jowsy and Christiane IRL, by the way, but I was too scared to say hello.
Wow.
Because do you know what I've discovered? Like, good-looking people intimidate me a great deal. And I also wasn't 100% sure it was them, so I didn't want to watch their stories and made sure that they were wearing the clothes that they were wearing. And I vowed to myself when I came out of Wagamama, if they were still there, then I would go and say hi. But they weren't still there, so I didn't.
What would you have said?
I would have said
just hello.
I had my which one did I have with me? My son. I would have just been like, hello, I'm Jane from the Real podcast from the spin-off. Do you know? Hi, can I just quickly get a photo of you guys?
That would have been all right.
Yeah, it would have been fine.
Love it.
It probably would have been
next time.
I would have probably said, hi, Jane. That's what I would have done.
That's kicking off season 2 next week.
Exciting.
Yes, next Thursday. Are we all going?
We're just going to bloody well try. Okay? We're working on it. We're going to try and get to the launch.
Jane. You can get your photo.
This is the problem. I can't talk to anyone. I just want to hide behind you.
No, but we'll all go.
You could make signs like the guy in Love Actually and do it across the room.
Okay. Thanks, Tina.
Weird.
Thanks, Nando's. Thank you for everyone for listening, especially you new people. No, especially all the OG people and the new people. If you're new, please like and subscribe, dab, review, rate, all the things. Thumbs up, hit us up in the comments and send a selfie. The end. I'm sorry.
Send a selfie.
Wow. What if they do?
I hope so.
Do you find it hard staying optimistic with all the financial news in the media? I'm Bernard Hickey, and on my podcast, When the Facts Change, I'm here to help you navigate the ever-changing landscape of economics in Aotearoa. So join the conversation every Friday on When the Facts Change, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network in partnership with KiwiBet.
Kia ora e te iwi, Te Aihe Butler here, podcast manager at The Spin-Off. If you enjoy listening to our podcasts, consider supporting our mahi by signing up to become a Spin-Off member at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
The Spin-Off Podcast Network.